Hello friends, in last lecture we started new chapter, that is introduction to trigonometry. Over there we saw the trigonometric ratios sin theta, cos theta, tan theta, cosec theta, sec theta and cot theta in terms of the sides of triangle, in terms of perpendicular base and hypotenuse. We also saw some questions related to that. Now in this lecture we'll continue with the problem sums. So here is the next question, that is question number question number 5th from your material. Question 5, it's first one. Question 5, first one. It says given sec theta equal to, given sec theta is equal to 13 upon 12, given sec theta is equal to 13 upon 12, calculate all other trigonometric ratios. Find all other trigonometric ratios. Find all other trigonometric ratios that we have to find. So we have the sec theta, that means we have perpendicular as well as base as well as hypotenuse. So first we'll find base using the formula, then hypotenuse, and then we obtain the value of perpendicular by applying the Pythagoras theorem. Now once we have perpendicular, base and hypotenuse, we can find all the other trigonometric ratios. So let us see its solution. Sec theta is equal to 13 upon 12. Therefore now sec theta, sec theta is uh, reciprocal of cos theta. Cos theta we know is base upon hypotenuse, so sec theta will be hypotenuse upon base, that is 13 upon 12. Okay, so I can say therefore hypotenuse is equal to 13k and base is equal to 12k. So hypotenuse and base, now we have these two in terms of k. So by applying the Pythagoras theorem, now by Pythagoras theorem I can say, that is p square is equal to h square. Now 12k whole square, p square is that we have to obtain, h square is 13k whole square. Okay, so further p square is equal to 169k square minus 144k square. So ultimately p square is equal to 25k square. Therefore p square is equal to 25k square, and hence p is equal to 5k. So here we obtain the value of perpendicular. Now it's easy to find the all ratios. So now we'll start with in sequence. So first we'll do sine theta. Sine theta is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Perpendicular is 5k, hypotenuse is 13k. Now here we can use one relation. As we have sine theta, we can directly write the cosec theta without using h upon p, because we know cosec theta is um, reciprocal of sine theta. So sine theta is equal to this, therefore I can write cosec theta is equal to 13 upon 5 directly, because they are reciprocal of each other. Now cos theta, see we have sec theta 13 by 12. Now sec theta is equal to 13 by 12, therefore I can write cos theta is directly 12 by 30. Now we need two more ratios, so now we'll find tan theta. So now tan theta is equal to perpendicular upon base, therefore tan theta, no, perpendicular is 5k, base is, okay, base is 12k, base is 12k. Therefore tan theta is equal to 5 upon 12. As tan theta equal to 5 upon 12, so now we can say now cot theta is equal to 12 upon 5. So here we got all the trigonometric ratios other than the given. Okay. These 5 trigonometric ratios other than the given one. Okay, sin theta, cosec theta, sec theta, cos theta, tan theta and cot theta. So please note it down, then we'll see the next question. Okay, now let us see the next question. Question number 7th. Sixth one, second part of the question number 5th, that is for your homework, as well as question number 6 is for your homework. Second part of 5th as well as question number 6, that is for your homework. Now here we'll see question number 7. If cot theta equal to 7 by 8. Okay, value of cot theta is given and you have to find the value of the given expression. Question number 8, sorry, question number 7th. Question 7, it's first one. Okay, question number 7th. If cot theta equal to, if cot theta is equal to 7 upon 8, 7 upon 8, you have to find the value of 1 plus sine theta. Okay, 1 plus sine theta into 1 minus sine theta divided by 1 plus cos theta upon multiplied by 1 minus cos theta. Okay, so the very first thing that should come in your mind, to get the value of the given expression we must have the value of sine theta and cos theta. Now to get the value of sine theta and cos theta we must have the hypotenuse, because these two equations, sine theta is perpendicular upon hypotenuse, cos theta is base upon hypotenuse. So we need the hypotenuse, and from this we have only base and perpendicular. So first of all, by applying the Pythagoras theorem we will obtain the value of hypotenuse, then we get the value of sine theta, and then finally we will be able to get the value of the given expression. So cot theta is equal to 7 upon 8. Now tan theta is perpendicular upon base, so this is base upon perpendicular, 7 upon 8. Therefore base is equal to 7k and perpendicular is equal to 8k. Now by Pythagoras theorem I can say h square is equal to p square plus b square. Therefore h square is equal to 7k whole square plus 8k whole square. So here I'll get the value of hypotenuse. Therefore h square is equal to 49k square plus 64k square. Therefore h square is equal to 113 k square. Therefore h is equal to k root 113 is the value of the hypotenuse. Now what we need to find, 1 plus sine theta, 1 minus sine theta. Now that is directly you can put the value of sine theta, but if you observe it carefully, this actually says a plus b and this says a minus b. So here I can say it is a square minus b square, that is 1 minus sine square theta. Similarly in denominator 1 minus cos square theta. So before that I will find the value of sine theta and cos theta. So now sine theta is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Therefore sine theta is equal to, now perpendicular is 8k, hypotenuse is root 113k. So sine theta is equal to 8 upon root over 113. Okay, now we'll find cos theta. Now cos theta is equal to base upon hypotenuse. Therefore cos theta is equal to, now base is 7k upon k root 113. So cos theta is equal to 7 divided by root over 113, that is the value of cos theta. Okay, so now we have the value of cos theta, we have the value of sin theta. So note it down up to this point, then we'll see how to get the value of the given expression. Okay, so now we'll simplify this and then we'll put the values of sin theta and cos theta. Okay, so 1 plus sin theta, 1 minus sin theta upon 1 plus cos theta into 1 minus cos theta. Now 1 plus sin theta, or better to write this 1 minus sin square theta by applying the identity of a square minus b square, or I'm adding one more step for your better understanding. It is a plus b, a minus b. So a square minus b square upon a square minus b square. Okay, in numerator b is actually sin theta and denominator b is actually cos theta. Now I will put value 1 sin theta is equal to 8 upon root over 113 whole square divided by 1 minus 7 upon root over 113 whole square. Okay, by just putting the values of sin theta and cos theta, we got this. Now in the numerator I do get 1 minus 64 upon 113 divided by 1 minus 49 upon 113. Okay, then over here 113, okay, 113 minus 113 minus 64 divided by 113. If I take the LCM over here, LCM will be 113, so in numerator I will get 113 minus 64. Similarly over here I will get 113 minus 49 divided by 113. So 113 minus 64, 949 upon 64. This 113 will, so this is my final answer, 49 upon 64. Okay, this is the value of 1 plus sine theta into 1 minus sine theta upon 1 plus cos theta into 1 minus cos theta. However, there is a quite easier way other than this to solve this, but for that we must know some more identities. So that we'll see in our next lecture, and over there again we'll solve this question so that you can understand that actually this question is not that much lengthy. You can do it orally, but here we solved it by the concept that we know right now. Okay, so note it down, then we'll see its second part, that you have to find cot square theta. It's very easy. If cot theta equal to 7 by 8, then cot square theta will be 49 upon 64. So actually this complete expression, if we simplify, is equal to cot square theta. That we'll see in our next lecture. So note it down, then we'll come to the next question. Okay, now we'll see question number 8 first. Question number 8 first. If 3 cot A is equal to 4, if 3 cot A is equal to 4, then check whether check whether 1 minus tan square A upon 1 minus tan square A upon 1 plus tan square A is equal to cos square A minus sin square A. Cos square A minus sin square A or not. Or not. That means simply we have to check whether these two expressions are same or not if cot A is equal to 4 by 3. So first we have to this one, then we have to check this one. We have to check these two individually whether they are getting the same values or not. So solution, we have A is equal to 4, then cot A is equal to 4 by 3. Okay, cot A is equal to 4 by 3, or I can say, see, cot A is equal to base upon perpendicular. That is equal to 4 by, so B is equal to 4k and P is equal to 3k. See, however, I know this, see, base and perpendicular is there, we have to find hypotenuse. That means those three numbers should be in the, uh, should satisfy the Pythagoras theorem. That is, they must be Pythagoras triplet. I know base is 4, P is 3, so definitely hypotenuse is 5. But you have to show the calculation part, that how you obtain the missing among the base, perpendicular and the hypotenuse. Even though if you know the Pythagoras triplet, you are not allowed to write the third value directly. You have to show the calculation part. So now by Pythagoras theorem, I can write h is equal to p square plus b square. So that gives me the value of hypotenuse. Okay, therefore I can say h square is equal to 3k whole square plus 4k whole square. Therefore h square is equal to 9k square plus 16k square. Therefore h square is equal to 25k square, and hence h is equal to 5k. Okay, that is the value of hypotenuse. Now I need to prove this LHS as well as whether the LHS is equal to RHS or not, whether the left side expression is equal to this right side expression or not. For that I need the values of tan, cos. So here cot is given directly, so I won't find the tan by applying the perpendicular upon base. I simply say cot A is 4 by 3, so tan A is 3 by 4. Okay, definitely I need to find cos and sine. So now cos A is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Therefore cos A is equal to, now perpendicular is 3k, hypotenuse is 5k, that is 3 upon 5. Now sine A is equal to, sorry, here actually this is sine A perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Okay, this is sine A perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Okay, now I will find cos A. Now cos A is equal to base upon hypotenuse. Okay, base upon hypotenuse, that is base is 4k upon 5k. So cos A is equal to 4 upon 5. So we have now value of sine A, we have value of cos A, as well as we have value of tan A. Okay, definitely I do find that now tan A is equal to 1 upon cot A. Therefore tan A is equal to 4 upon 3. It's reciprocal, that is 3 upon 4. Okay, so now I have the value of tan, cos and sine. Now I will start with the LHS. So now left hand side. So this is 1 minus tan square A upon 1 plus tan square A. Therefore LHS is equal to 1 minus, now tan A is 3 by 4. So tan square A will be 9 upon 16. Similarly 1 plus 9 upon 16 over here. So therefore here I will get, if I take LCM, so that will be 16. So 16 minus 9 upon 16 divided by 16 plus 9 upon 16, that is LHS. Therefore LHS is equal to 16 and 16 I will cancel out. 16 minus 9 is 7, 16 plus 9 is 25. So here the expression which is given on the left hand side has final value 7 upon 25. Now we'll check the value of right hand side, and if it is also equal to 7 upon 25, we'll say the given expression is equal. Okay, so note it down up to this point, then we'll see how to simplify RHS. Okay, now let's see the right hand side of the given expression. Okay, now RHS is equal to cos square A minus sin square A. Therefore, RHS is equal to, now cos A is equal to 4 upon 5, so this will be 16 upon 25, minus sin A is 3 upon 5, so this will become 9 upon 25. So I can say RHS is equal to 16 minus 9, so LCM is 25, here it is 16 minus 9. So therefore RHS is equal to 7 upon 25. So here RHS and LHS are equal. So thus LHS is equal to RHS. Therefore I will say 1 minus tan square A upon 1 plus tan square A is equal to cos square A minus sin square A. Okay, so these two are equal. So note it down this, then we'll see the next question. Okay, now we'll see the next lecture. So sorry, we'll see the next question. Second part of question number 8 is for your homework. Now we'll see question number 9th. It is almost similar to this, but still now question number 9th. Okay, question number 9. In a right triangle ABC, ninth first. In a right triangle ABC, in a right triangle ABC, right angled at B, right angled at B, if right angle at B, if tan A equal to 1 by, if tan A is equal to 1 upon root 3, if tan A is equal to 1 upon root 3, then find the value of, then find the value of, then find the value of cos A cos C, cos A cos C plus cos A sin C plus, sorry, this one is sin A cos C plus cos A sin C. Okay, we have to find the value of sin A cos C plus cos A sin C. That means we need to find sin A cos A as well as cos C sin C. Okay, so to get the value of sin A or cos A or cos C or sin C, we need hypotenuse in short. And tan A says perpendicular upon base. So hypotenuse first of all we have to obtain. So let us see how to solve this. See, first of all it is given it's a right angle triangle at, so this is B, A and this is C. This is 90 degree. Okay, so we have tan A is equal to 1 upon root 3. Therefore, perpendicular upon base is equal to 1 upon root 3. Now, according to point A or according to angle A, BC is the perpendicular. That means we have BC upon AB. Okay, for angle A, C is perpendicular base. So BC upon AB is equal to 1 upon root 3. Okay, so therefore we have, therefore I can write BC is equal to K and AB is equal to K root 3. Okay, BC equal to K, AB equal to K root 3. Now, um, now in triangle ABC, now in triangle ABC by Pythagoras theorem I can write, by Pythagoras theorem I can write AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. Now AC square is equal to, AB is K root 3, K root 3 square, BC is K. Okay, C square is equal square and this K square I will add. So ultimately AC square is equal to 4K square and hence AC is equal to 2K. Okay, so we got the value of AC, that is 2K. Now there are two ways to obtain the value of this. First is that first I obtain sin A, then cos C, then cos A, then sin C. This is the one way. Another way, I directly write the expression and the place of sin A I do write perpendicular upon hypotenuse, that is BC upon AC. At the place of cos C I do write base upon hypotenuse, that is BC upon AC, and so on. So uh, the second method will take less time, so I will start with that. Okay, so now I do write this expression. Now sin A cos C plus cos A sin C. Sine A. Sine A is perpendicular upon hypotenuse, that is BC upon AC into cos C. For this point C, I have to find the cos, and cos I know is base upon hypotenuse. So base is BC over here, hypotenuse is AC. So BC upon AC plus cos A. Now for this angle, if I find cos, so cos is base upon hypotenuse. So for this angle ABC is perpendicular, so AB is base. So base upon hypotenuse, that is AB upon AC. AB upon AC into sine C. Angle C, I need to write perpendicular upon hypotenuse, and for angle C, AB is the perpendicular, AC is the hypotenuse, that is AB upon AC. So actually here I can write BC upon AC whole square plus AB upon AC whole square. Now BC is, value of BC is K, value of AC is 2K whole square plus value of AB is K root 3, value of AC is 2K whole square. I can cancel this K with this K, so here it is 1 upon 2, so 1 upon 4 plus here again K and K will cancel out, root 3 square is 3, 2 square is 4. So if I take LCM, that will be 4, here it is 1 plus 3, that is 4 upon 4, ultimately it is equal to 1. So value of given expression, that is sine A cos C plus cos A sine C, is equal to 1. So please note it down, then we'll see the next question. Okay, now we'll see question number 10th. Second part of question number 9th is for your homework. You have to do almost same thing. Okay, so now question number 10th that we'll see. Okay, question number 10 says, in a triangle, 10th first, in triangle OPQ, 10th first, in triangle OPQ, right angled at P angle P is equal to 90 degree, OP equal to 7 centimeter, and OQ minus PQ, and OQ minus PQ is equal to 1 centimeter. Determine the value of sin Q and cos Q. Find the value of sin Q and cos Q. Sin Q and cos Q. So let us see how to find these values. So first of all, OPQ, which is a right angle triangle, and its angle P is 90 degree. OPQ, this angle P is 90 degree. Now here it is OP equal to 7 centimeter. In simple words, to get the value of sin Q and cos Q, what we need the sides of the triangle. All three sides we need. For sin Q, we need it is perpendicular upon hypotenuse, so OP is given, we need OQ. For cos Q, it is uh, base upon hypotenuse, that means we need PQ as well as OQ. So in short, we can say that first of all we have to find the unknown sides of these two triangles. Okay, for example, if I say this is X and if I say this is Y, so here I have a relation between OQ and PQ. OQ and PQ. So I'm taking this as X and this as Y. So it is given X minus Y equal to 1 and OP equal to 7. I need to find X and Y. So let us say, so suppose OQ is equal to X and PQ is equal to Y. Now OP equal to 7 centimeter and OQ minus PQ is equal to 1. Therefore X minus Y is equal to 1. Therefore X is equal to 1 plus Y. Okay, so I need to get the values of X and Y. Here one thing is sure, that X is greater than Y, because X, that is OQ, is the hypotenuse, and hypotenuse is the greatest side of the, or the longest side of the right triangle. So now I apply the, see, one thing more that you should get in mind, that here there are two quantities which are unknown, or two sides of the triangles are unknown. In other words, two variables we have over here, X and Y, that we need to find. As there are two variables that we have to find, it means we definitely must have two equations or two relations between X and Y. One is X minus Y equal to 1. Now we need to find one more relation between X and Y, and that we'll get with the help of Pythagoras theorem. So now in triangle OPQ by Pythagoras theorem, I can say that is X square or OQ square is equal to OP square plus PQ square. Okay, now OQ is what? X. So X square plus OP is 7, sorry, is equal to 7 square, and PQ is Y square. PQ is Y square. Now we need to find the value of any one variable, so we'll replace X equal to 1 plus Y. Here I put 1 plus Y whole square is equal to 7 square plus Y square. So now if I apply the identity of A plus B whole square, I do get A square plus B square plus 2Y 49 plus Y square. This Y square cancel out. 2Y is equal to 48, so Y is equal to 24. I got the value of Y. As I got the value of Y, so I can say that is Y is PQ, that PQ is equal to 24. Now X is equal to 1 plus, therefore X is equal to Therefore, x is equal to 25. Now, x is what? OQ. That is, OQ is equal to 25. So now we got the values of OP and OQ. Sorry, PQ and OQ. OP is already given. So we got the remaining two values which were unknown. Now simply we'll find sine Q. So now sine Q is equal to, for this angle Q, first of all, sine Q is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Therefore, sine Q is equal to, now perpendicular is PO or OP, hypotenuse is OQ, that is 7 upon 25. OQ is 25. This is OQ. Okay. Now cos Q. Cos Q is equal to base upon hypotenuse. Base upon hypotenuse. Therefore, cos Q is equal to, now what is base? For angle Q, OP is perpendicular, OQ is hypotenuse. So, but obvious PQ will be the base. So, PQ upon hypotenuse is OQ. Therefore, cos Q is equal to PQ upon OQ. PQ is 24, OQ is 25. So these are the values of sine Q and cos Q. So please note it down, then we'll see the next question. Okay, now second part of question number 10, that is for your homework, that is almost similar to this question. Okay, now we'll see question number 11. These are simply true and false, but still we'll see each and every question. So question number 11. See, first one, question number first, we have to state whether the given statements are true or false, as well as we have to justify our answer. The first question is, the value of 10 is always less than 1. They are saying 10 is always less than 1. See, let us justify this. First of all, this is false. Why this is false? See, suppose I have a triangle in this way. This is 3, this is 4, and this is 5. It is possible. So here, what is 10a? 10a is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Okay, perpendicular upon base. So for here, it is 3 upon 4. Okay, now if I interchange, I make it 3 and I make it 4, still this triangle exists, and in that case 10a will be 4 upon 3. See, when it is 3 by 4, it is less than 1. When I hope you know this thing, whenever its denominator is less than the numerator, it is always less than 1. So here it is less than 1, but here it is not less than 1. So tan A is always less than 1 is false statement. Definitely we can say sin A is always less than 1. Can anyone justify? How can we justify this sin A is always less than 1? See, sin A is, we know, perpendicular upon hypotenuse. And as I told you, whenever the denominator is greater than 1, the fraction is less than 1. Hypotenuse is the longish side. It means denominator is always greater than numerator. As the denominator is always greater than numerator, definitely the fraction will be less than 1. So sin A as well as cos A, because in cos A also hypotenuse in the denominator. So sin A and cos A are always less than 1, definitely, but tan A is always less than 1. It's false statement. Now the second one is sec A is equal to 12 by 5 for some value of A. Sec A is 12 by 5. Sec A is equal to 12 by 5. See, when they sec A is equal to 12 by 5, so sec A is what? Perpendicular upon, sorry, hypotenuse upon perpendicular, 12 upon 5. So it is possible hypotenuse is definitely greater than perpendicular. So sec A equal to 12 by 5 is possible. See, cos A is equal to base upon hypotenuse. So sec A will be equal to hypotenuse upon base. That means any value of sec is possible in which numerator is greater than denominator. Okay, any value in which numerator is greater than is denominator is a possible value of sec A or sec of any angle. Here also numerator is greater than denominator, so this value of sec A is possible. So this is a true statement. Now third one is cos A is abbreviation used for cosecant of angle. Yes, we saw in our first lecture of the trigonometry that cos A is equal to, cos A is actually cosine of A. Okay, and over here they are saying it is cosecant of A. So that is false, because cosecant of A is actually for cosec A. Okay, cosecant of angle A is actually cosecant A, which is actually cosec A. Okay, so cos A is for cosine A, not for the cosecant A. So that statement is false. Statement 3 is false. Now statement 4th, cot A is product of cot and A. Cot A is equal to cot multiplied by A. This is false. Okay, I gave you the special note for this. Even in your material you can find in the on the page number 56, it is clearly written that this is not the multiplication of two quantities. This means cot of A. This is not the cot multiplied by A. Okay, then fifth statement, sin theta is equal to 4 by 3. We know sin of theta is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Now according to this, hypotenuse is the greatest. In perpendicular base and hypotenuse is always greatest. So here denominator, any value of sin theta is true if denominator is greater than the numerator. Here denominator is smaller than the numerator. This means this is not the correct value of A. So this is a false statement. Sin theta is equal to 4 by 3 is false, because here denominator is smaller than numerator. For a sin theta to be in exist, denominator must be greater than the numerator. So please note it down. So this is all about this lecture. Now in next lecture we'll start new concept. Till then, bye, thank you, take care, stay at home.